Alright guys, in today's video we have more PlayStation 5 information to go over and talk about today. The first thing we're going to be talking about is a new report coming from Bloomberg where they are claiming that Sony is set to reveal more PlayStation 5 information this month. Their next big PS5 related announcement will in fact be happening in August. Not only is this great news if it's true, and I think it is believable considering the source, but the timing of it is also very interesting. We know that Sony just yesterday announced a state of play for Thursday, and it's going to be a very long state of play, clocking in at over 40 minutes, but it's going to be focused mainly on the PS4, so those of us who were all aboard the PS5 hype train are left feeling a little bit disappointed because, you know, we're just eagerly waiting and patiently waiting for that next big piece of PlayStation 5 information. It seems as though it will be coming before the end of the month. Now, something else I do want to take some time here to talk about has to do with a new leak, a post coming from 4chan. Yes, I know it's 4chan, but this individual not only is typing up some things here that sound very plausible, but they seemingly cleared their name a little bit by correctly letting us know that the state of play was going to be announced the next day. They put this post out there before it was officially announced. And not only that, because I understand that pretty much anybody could guess that at this point, right? And maybe get lucky. They did let us know that the format was actually changing. And this format would be more similar to what we saw during the June 11th reveal. And it's going to be a just kind of different state of play, just dedicated to the PS4. Now, I'm highlighting this because they got this information correct the day before any of this was officially announced. And they went on to divulge a lot more information. So you have to take it with a pinch of salt as usual, but there's a chance that some of this might be true, and I want to make sure that I'm reporting it to you guys. So before we get any further, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon, and be sure to check out my merch line that I just released yesterday. Should be fully integrated with the channel now, so you should actually see it below the video. If you want another way to support me directly, go check it out, see if there's anything you're interested in. I greatly appreciate it. But starting here with this report from Bloomberg, yeah, so they're just coming out here claiming that the next PlayStation 5 announcement is tentatively scheduled for this month, and they are citing an anonymous source within Sony, which I find very interesting because to me, this almost reads as Sony giving Bloomberg the green light to just subtly let everybody know, those of us who were clearly upset yesterday, that don't worry, even though this state of play is going to be big and it's going to be 40 plus minutes and it's not going to have any major PS5 announcements, more PS5 announcements are coming soon. It almost seems like Sony kind of gave the green light for them to say this. You know, either that or just somebody from Sony was like, hey, I'm just going to let Bloomberg know this. I don't know. It seems like a controlled leak or report in my opinion, and it makes complete sense. It makes total sense why they would do this. The one thing we do have to understand here is they are using the word tentatively scheduled. Now, what that means is it is subject to change. Now, this could be why Sony hasn't announced anything yet. They don't want to get in their own way. They don't want to get people hyped up for a PS4-centered state of play happening this week and then ruin that hype by saying, oh, by the way, the week after that, we're going to be talking more about the PS5. No, you mention that after you host your PS4 state of play. That's just how these things go. They don't want to be stepping on their own feet here. And so, yeah, I think this is interesting. I do believe it. And it just seems to me like it's Sony's subtle way, and I could be reading into it too much, but it seems like to me it's their subtle way of letting us know, don't worry, we're going to be talking more about the PS5 later this month. Now, this leads us into the leak or the 4chan post, and I find it incredibly interesting. Now, I'm going to read the original post. Again, this was put up the day before Sony officially announced the state of play, and this is what the post read. State of play upcoming next week. Announcement will be tomorrow. The format will be more similar to the future games show reveal Sony had take place on June 11th and less like previous state of plays. No price and release date will be given. Sony has major exclusives still left to show, not including the deals Sony has secured with third-party publishers. A teardown of the PS5 will also happen not too long after featuring Digital Foundry. They will also include a walkthrough of the UI and some of the unknown features that are left to be specified for the system. Now, I know that was a lot, but I want you guys to pay attention to the first half of this post. Again, I have to emphasize, this was the day before the official announcement. Not only are they saying that the announcement was going to be the next day, and they got that correct, but they are also very clearly letting us know that it's going to be a different format. And so we heard that it's going to be 40 plus minutes. To me, that screams different format. That, to me, sounds like another event, but it's going to be centered around the PlayStation 4. They also correctly told us that there will be no price and no release date given, which Sony explicitly said that they're not doing that at this event. So this is why I'm going to take what they're saying here and not fully believe it, but maybe this is correct. Maybe what this person is pointing out about a teardown of a PS5 happening and a digital foundry feature, and then also showing off the UI, this could all very well be the stuff that this Bloomberg report is hinting at coming later on this month. I just have a feeling that this is actually legitimate. What's even more interesting is they put out another post the very next day. And so this is what it reads. The image is what I previously said that was going to happen. And for the most part, it's correct and will be proven more so in the next couple of weeks. A teardown will come not too long after the state of play, at max 2 weeks. So right here, they're saying, if this person is to be believed, that we will see the teardown before the end of August, and it's probably going to come at the latest 2 weeks after the state of play. Yeah, makes a lot of sense to me. The price will be revealed and pre-orders will be available this month. Again, that also makes a lot of sense. I just do not see Sony going into September without announcing this information. The teardown, I could see them maybe not doing until later in September if they really wanted to, but when it comes to pricing and pre-orders, I feel like that's an absolute must before the end of the month. It goes on to say, now I'm allowed to give some more information. And that's very interesting because I don't know what that implies. They're saying they're allowed to give more information. I do not think this is a controlled leak. There's a reason why it's on 4chan, but clearly whoever they're speaking to, they're trying to confirm that they're allowed to reveal this here. Now, I'm allowed to give some more information. There will be more announcements in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure if it will be a dedicated PlayStation event or if it will be associated with Gamescom opening night live, but more is coming. Sony still has a big multiplayer game coming close to the launch of the PS5. Some other tidbits I know, and he lists them here below. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but do you guys notice anything interesting about the wording here? He goes on to say that there's apparently a big multiplayer game that has yet to be announced, but will be announced sometime soon, and it's going to be coming around the launch of the PS5. Now, if you notice, they capitalized the letter S in the word sure. They capitalized the letter O in the word or. And they also capitalized COM in Gamescom. Now, what does that spell? That spells Socom. Now, I don't want to get anybody too excited. I don't want to get myself too excited, but frankly, it's hard not to because I'm not saying I just blindly believe this random post. They could just be making this up, right? It could not be true. But I want to emphasize the fact that we have continually heard the rumor, right, that Socom is being rebooted and it's being done by Guerrilla Games' second team. One of the big question marks I was left with when we had the PlayStation 5 reveal event is we saw Horizon Forbidden West, but we know that Guerrilla Games has a whole second team that's basically the size of their A team, I guess you could call it, their AAA team. It's the same size and they're working on something else. Why didn't we see that here? Now, it's been long rumored that this game they're working on is a Socom reboot, and on top of that, if you go back to 2018, 2 of the lead developers on Rainbow Six Siege actually left Ubisoft to go work with Guerrilla Games. And you think about what Rainbow Six Siege is, it's a modern military tactical shooter. You think about what Socom is, and then you put 2 and 2 together, and you also ask yourself, well, why would they hire these individuals at this studio that's known for making first-person shooters? Now, I'm not saying that Socom is real. I'm not saying it's going to be a first-person shooter. But if this post is to be believed, then the rumors we've been hearing for a couple years now from random places, granted we haven't had anything concrete leak out, but if they are to be believed, a Socom reboot is in fact coming, and it will be coming around the launch of the PS5. Another reason I want to add here before moving on to these little tidbits he gave here, that I do believe this info, or why I believe Socom is real and would be there around the launch of the PS5 is I did say that it was kind of strange to me that Sony seemingly didn't have a single game announced or revealed at this event that could seemingly compete with Microsoft's big AAA launch game, that being Halo Infinite. I thought maybe we would see a Killzone, maybe we would see The Last of Us multiplayer or something like that, which is still something we have yet to hear about. Maybe it would be the Socom reboot, and we didn't hear it. Maybe Sony is saving it, and this is why. It would make a lot of sense. Now, going on to the little tidbits they give here, they say a slight hardware revision / upgrade. This I find incredibly interesting because we have been hearing this all around. Different sources, I believe it was Moore's Law is Dead and Red Gaming Tech, they're both saying that their sources are telling them that Sony has revised the hardware and upgraded it. Now, there's a lot of people who immediately jump on this and say there's absolutely no way that could happen. It makes no sense. The PS5 has already been in production for like well over a month now. Here's the thing. If Sony did do an upgrade, it means they did it right before they put it into full production. This could very well be a real thing that they did, and they're saving it for the teardown or for this Digital Foundry breakdown. It would be very surprising, it would catch everybody off guard, and it would be really good news. It's very possible that Sony decided after that road to PS5 reveal, considering how fixated everybody was, myself included, on the whole T-flop war and the T-flop fixation, because they had to announce that, yes, their console is the lower T-flop number, right? Not that it matters. Maybe they took it to heart and they're like, you know what? We got to make a last-minute change here. Maybe nothing dramatic. I want to emphasize that. If there is any type of hardware revision or upgrade, and we do learn about it, it's not going to be anything insanely dramatic, but it could be something bigger than maybe some people might anticipate. I do believe that because we've been hearing that a lot. And these sources that these individuals are citing are claiming that it's a real thing, and be prepared for it. Goes on to say the major third-party deals that Sony has secured, such as locked off content exclusively for Sony that will definitely stir up some controversy, one in which that will be revealed in a couple of days. Here we go. Again, they're also showing their credibility, where I believe that this could be them talking about Spider-Man. We just heard that revealed yesterday, so the day they put this out is the day we got that, so we won't know, but they're very clearly saying that there's some stuff that's going to create controversy, and look at what happened. The detailing / revision of its services that will come soon, such as PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus. I hid the secret Sony game somewhere in the text. I'll be in touch. So obviously we deciphered that secret game, that being Socom. Wasn't too difficult to figure out, especially the com and Gamescom. But yeah, guys, I know that I cover a lot of rumors and I cover a lot of leaks. And I saw some people yesterday in my comments saying that because we heard about the state of play and we found out it's just going to be PS4 only, basically, that they're not going to believe or listen to any more rumors or leaks. But I need to emphasize that, oddly enough, or funnily enough, I should say, in yesterday's video, we actually had 2 rumors confirmed to be true. One being the state of play going down on August 6th. That rumor was out for like a couple of weeks, and people were really unsure of whether to believe it or not, especially because it was coming from a source that had gotten something incorrect in the past, but also something else correct in the past. So people were up in the air with it. That turned out to be true. So if you believe that rumor, you were right to do so. Same thing with the Spider-Man rumor. That one popped up. It was like a leak or rumor that popped up in a listing, and they were like, oh, it's not real, it was just a mistake. And it's like, well, I believed it. I was like, that seems too specific to just be, you know, not a real thing. And then we find out a couple days later, oh, it is actually real. I guess they just decided to announce it because it's like, well, it's already out there. Now, I'm not saying that this is on the same level, because this is a lot of information. And I will tell you this, if this person is correct and if this stuff is true, this is somebody who clearly is associated with Sony in some way. That's the only way they would know all of this stuff. So I don't know, guys. I'm not saying you should walk away believing this, and I'm not trying to overhype anybody, but we have Bloomberg letting us know that we will be getting more PS5 announcements this month, not next month, this month, so in the next couple of weeks. And then right after that, we see this individual who clearly has some type of inside information that they got correctly, letting us know about a new game, a Socom reboot, letting us know about a hardware revision, more deals, more exclusives, and the teardown, all this stuff. So make of it what you will. I would recommend not believing in it 100%. Don't get overly hyped. But guys, come on. Sony has a very limited amount of time to be revealing this stuff, and something tells me that it's okay to, at the very least, believe that Sony will be talking more about the PS5 before the end of the month. Something tells me it's perfectly okay to anticipate that. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. It turned out longer than I wanted it to, but at this point, I'm going to ask you to leave me your thoughts down in the comments below. I will be very interested to see what you guys have to say. Leave the video a like if you enjoyed it or found it informative. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.